These are a few of my favorite tools. Only one actually is off the 2020 line from summer 2012, and that is the cake measuring tape. The other tool actually is called a cake marker. There is a new updated version of the cake dividing wheel on the 2020 list, but this is the older one and it works just fine for me. The newer one, the difference is it actually is on a square sheet of paper opposed to a round sheet of paper. I think one of the complaints that most people actually had about this one is that the edges actually curl, and most edges of most of the students that I've actually noticed in the past, theirs curl upward because people have a tendency to roll it in this way when you actually should roll it the opposite way so that the curls will actually fall towards the bottom. This cake dividing wheel actually helps you with cakes anywhere from the size of 8 inches all the way up to 19 inches. This is a cake dummy styrofoam, and I'll put it in the 10-inch slot. The dividing wheel actually has marks that actually are pre-measured and go around the entire side of the cake to actually help you to know where to actually place your decorations. So in addition to knowing where to place the decorations going around the side of the cake at the pre-measured spots, sometimes you actually might want to know how to actually place, where to place decorations, that is, going up the side of the cake. And the cake marker actually is perfect for that. It actually is $5.99. Oh, the new cake dividing wheel, I do believe on Wilton's website, is $9.99. The cake marker is $5.99, and it comes with 3 little plastic little pointers on it. And you can just easily remove them. You can use all 3 if you want to actually measure 3 different spots going up on your cake, or you can use 1 or 2. There's a ruler that goes from 1 to 6, and the cake that I'm using is near 4 inches, so I'm going to actually place one of the markers about 2 3/4 and say that I want to actually have a flower here. So if I were to use this in conjunction with the cake dividing wheel, I would actually, on the marks, come as close as I can and let it actually indent the cake. If this is a real cake, I would just actually push it all the way in. And then go around to the next mark. And it has a little pointer right here. I'm not sure if you can actually see it clearly, but it's a little pointer that actually guides you on the line. So all you have to do is trace and follow the line in. And then, once you've actually gone around and you place all your indentations where you want them to be, it makes it easier for you to actually know where to actually place your appliques, your flowers, or any other decorations that you want. If you want to actually have 2 different marks, you just add an additional one and do the same thing. Just appropriately adjust it to where you want it to be according to your design of your cake. And just go around and perforate. Now, in addition to the cake dividing wheel and my love of the new cake marker, I've been using that one for a while. It came out before the 2020 products did, as I stated, and I've been inseparable with it since. Now, the cake measuring tape, actually, 2 come in a packet. And they actually come like this in the packet, and they have a little Wilton band on it so that you can always put it back so that it won't get lost. Now, the length of this actually is 10 inches. So if your cake is actually bigger than the 10 inches, you can actually add the second one to make it much longer. And the way you actually add is you actually take, there's a hole that's already there, and it has a little piece that's sticking up right here, and you simply just combine the 2. And you can wrap this around your cake. Now, this is silicone. It's made out of fluid material. is actually easy to actually use. All you have to do is actually decide where your markings are. Use your little pointer, and then you can actually mark off going around your cake. If it's easier to place this on top of the turntable, you don't have to use this in conjunction with the cake dividing wheel. This is actually something that can be used outside of using the cake dividing wheel, because you might actually have a measurement for a cake that is 20 inches per se, and this only goes up to 19, and that will actually help you with that. Or you actually might have a cake that's a little bit smaller than what's on this current cake dividing wheel. You might actually have a 6-inch cake. The smallest on my particular wheel is actually 8 inches. And you would just simply wrap this around your 6-inch cake and decide the markings. If you actually have a 6-inch cake, you want to mark every 2 inches. You just go around and actually mark where you want your markings to actually be. Actually talk about the prices from bottom to top. The cake marker currently is $5.99 on the Wilton website, and then the cake tape actually is $7.99 on the Wilton website, and the updated square version of the cake dividing wheel is actually $9.99 on the Wilton website. And as I stated, the only difference in the new one is it's actually square. It doesn't have markings outside of the circle, they just actually made it square. As usual, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it actually provided you with some tidbits and tips that you will find useful, and I will see you in the next video.